Welcome to On Point by Target River, the podcast where strategy meets execution with a little fun. I'm your host, Brian, and each episode will break down what actually works in marketing, sales, and growth so you can stay sharp, focused, and always on point. Let's dive in.
Face to face with Common. So it all started with a flight to Washington, D.C. about a year ago. On that flight, I decided to watch a couple of the John Wick movies, number 2 and number 3. In that movie is a character named Cashin. He's one of the assassins, so to speak, in the John Wick series, and it's played by the actor, entertainer, rapper Common. So I watched those 2 episodes. I get to DC, land, check into my hotel. The next day, we had some meetings, and after the conclusion of those meetings, I was walking back towards my hotel, and I looked up the sidewalk, and about 50 or so yards ahead of me, I thought I saw the actor Common. I was like, no, that can't be him. Why would he be in DC on this random street walking by near my hotel? And I thought I might have been just making it up since I just watched him in a movie the day before. But as I got closer, I realized that it was definitely him. So as he got closer, I had 2 decisions to make. Do I keep my head down? Do I just keep on going by and not want to be one of those fans or groupies that tries to interact with him? Or should I engage him? Well, for anybody that knows me, they know what I chose. Of course, it was the latter. I engaged him. It was an opportunity because I was aware of my surroundings and who was near me. So the conversation was simple. It wasn't anything elaborate. I didn't ask for a selfie. I just complimented him on his work, mentioned that I'd watched him in the movie the day before on my flight, and asked him what was next. It wasn't a full-out agenda. It wasn't something that made my social media, which I'm sure my wife would tease me about because I always post on social media. There was no pitch. It was just a genuine, nice exchange between 2 people, and I got to hear about an upcoming project that he was going to be working on. One thing that I think about from that interaction with him is every time you meet somebody, there doesn't have to be a transaction that occurs. It doesn't have to be a 2-way thing. It's just an open conversation between 2 individuals with a great memory for me. Now, that wouldn't have occurred, though, if a couple of things had not happened. So I've thought a lot about this philosophy or this concept the last couple of years, being open for business. For me, that means a lot of different things, but it's being open to interact with the people around me. It's being open to serve. It's being open to help others. And in order to do that, you literally have to have 2 physical things happen. In my case, walking on that street in DC, first, I had to have my head up. Secondly, I had to have my eyes wide open. In other words, I had to be aware of my surroundings, and then I had to have an internal conviction to be willing to engage those that are around me. What happened with that was it gave me a unique opportunity and a once-in-a-lifetime story. Chances are I'm probably not going to meet Common again in my life. It was a great experience, a great opportunity that just randomly happened. And that's oftentimes some of the best experiences in our lives when we least expect it. But it requires us to be open for business, our head up and our eyes open. As we think about our own organizations, whether it's as a leadership role, a marketing role, how are we as an organization or your company, how are you open for business? And I don't mean just the literal sign on the door or a website that's open, but how are you ready to engage the people that you interact with, the people that you meet, the people that you're inviting to do business with you? Your brand talks at people often. On-brand points listen to people. They interact with people. They observe. And when you observe things that are going on around you, it leads to connections that can occur, powerful connections that can transform things within your organization. You can't connect with what you refuse to see. So make sure that your head's up and your eyes are open. When that happens, incredible things can occur, amazing possibilities, and tremendous impact can happen as well. In the next episode, I'll share what happens when preparation, passion, and timing collide and a boyhood dream suddenly hands you the microphone.
Thanks for listening to On Point by Target River. If you're ready to grow your organization with real strategy that generates meaningful results, visit targetriver.com and connect with our team today. Stay focused, stay winning, and stay on point. We'll see you next time.